Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter. Got a little bit of a scheduling conflict there. Please don't worry about it. We got it under control. We are here for the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge and people are jumping in the chat already. There's people already here like Anika and Biola and Mervin and Corey Frazier, and Steven Sitton was filling in for us for a short amount of time. So we appreciate him and his amazing talent and artwork. But we are here for the XD Daily Creative Challenge, which if you don't know, it's all about building your XD skills in just 9 challenges. That's right. If we scroll down, you can see we are on challenge number 7 out of 9. Who's been here for the whole time? Oh my gosh. I've been so thankful for all of you joining and being a part of it. But today we're building a budgeting experience, kind of a subscription tracking experience, because I got like, I don't know, at least a dozen subscriptions that I don't know about. And I'd love to know what those are. Hey, talking about wanting to know what things are, jump over and get some information in the Adobe XD Discord server with thousands upon thousands of creatives, mentors, and myself, where you can submit your work. I'll actually be pulling this work today for the rest of the portfolio review pieces at the end of this stream. And with that being said, because we are running out of time already, because we had a little bit of a scheduling conflict, let's jump over to our starting file. We got people jumping into the chat right now. I'm not sure if it's the correct chat, so I'm going to try to talk to everybody and just say what's up to all the people. Yeah, okay, there you are. We got Laura Staneva and Masayu and Sam Peterson's moderating Chris Olson in the house. Everybody's here. Right on. I got the right chat now. So let's dive into our design file. All right. This, like we said, challenge number 7. Subscription tracking experience. Got some inspiration and some assets down here, and we have one starting artboard. We're going to try to get one screen done today, and if we have a little bit of time, maybe we'll do some fun 3D transforms, a little bit of auto animate, and some cool stuff. So how's everybody doing on this fine Wednesday, on this amazing hump day? What do you do to just prep for the rest of the week? You've hit that lull in the week. How do you creatively get over that hump? And how do you prepare for a solid Thursday and Friday so you can have a great weekend? Let me know in the chat, all right? If you're watching over on YouTube, come over to Behance so you can tell me about things in the chat, all right? So what do we got on our artboard? We got a little bit of typography, just went ahead and did that. I got a bunch of assets like icons. I also have all those icons on my desktop here, and I have some other icons for navigation and different things down at the bottom. We might as well just start building this thing out. I anticipated this being a little notification icon. Let's bring this up to the top. Let's do the standard icon or avatar type deal. I'm feeling like kind of bouncy, roundy kind of shapes today. So let's do, that's the worst description ever. Bouncy, roundy shapes. That's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna open up my plugins menu, hit one of my faces. Oh my goodness, one of my faces, one of my favorites. I just got a brand new laptop, so I don't have any plugins in my new version of Adobe XD. So why don't we go like something like this? We'll type in UI faces in here and let's see if we can get this plugin real quick. Boom, we're gonna install the thing. This is what happens, folks. Make sure that when you get a new laptop, you take the time and set a few things up, all right? Otherwise we're stuck here. And we got UI faces. That happened pretty quickly, all right? So we're gonna grab an image and just pop an image inside there. There we go. Fun, nice, bright image. I'm gonna take the border off, and you know what I'm actually gonna do? Copy and paste this and just stretch it out a little bit, make sure it's behind. Let's get rid of the fill and turn a border on. And we had a color selected down here. I'm not in love with the color, but you know, it's what we got to work with right now. So I'm gonna bring in my assets panel and pop that in there. So maybe, just maybe, we will apply that to the border color. All right, so now I'm gonna stretch this out a little bit. And as you stretch out, you can see there's just a little bit of wonkiness there with our shape. So I'm just going to optically kind of balance and surround. The bigger you get, those border radiuses are going to flex as well. So keep that in mind unless you want to expand path and do that whole thing. So now that we have that, that's a massive icon though. So I made that way, way, way too big. So let's play with that a little bit again, find some fun bouncy roundy corners like we said we were gonna do, and take the time and just get this one to match it nicely. All right, now we got a nice fun little avatar there. I'm gonna group it together. I'm gonna label it avatar, press Command K, turn it into a component in case we need to use it anywhere else. All right, now I have my icon. I'm just going to, let's see, what are we, 30 pixels away from the side? I like that. So I'm going to drag in a real quick smart grid and guide. And I love that in Adobe XD, I don't know if you could see it, but it actually kind of zooms in backwards. Or not zooms in, but it measures backwards from the right side of the artboard, which is super helpful. I love that. Now what I'm going to do is I actually like the bouncy roundy shape here. So I'm going to get rid of all my tips and hints in XD because I don't need that. And I'm just going to try to paste a rectangle. Now let's take our rectangle and bump it over here. And let's just do something like white, and then we'll bring the opacity down. When I'm working on dark interfaces, I like to try to, as much as possible, use neutral colors and then use opacity. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to bring this down. Now again, see how we're bringing down the size of our icon and it starts to get overly kind of thick. It's because the stroke is just a little too thick. So I'm going to bring it down like that. And why don't we do, I'm going to hit E for ellipse and do a little notification bub right up there in the top. And we'll make that green just so you can kind of see it. So the whole thing pops out. Let's just balance the whole deal. And then, woo, let's grab our, where's our icon one more time and just stretch it up. Just grow it a little bit. I like it. With that being said, group that whole thing together. Command K, turn it into a component. We'll call this our notification icon. All right. All right, we're starting out pretty strong here. We got some strong typography. I'm going to grab all of it. I'm going to go over to my asset panel. I'm just going to put all of it, boom, right there into my my asset panel, my character style, so I can use them later. But we got this welcome. Let's do a quick welcome. Welcome. Who's in the chat? Let's go. Welcome, Laura. You're here. We are so thankful that you are here. Let's do welcome. Welcome's kind of generic. Let's say good evening, because we got this kind of like evening vibe going on here, which I like. And then what else we have? We have some elements here. We'll pull this down. Let's make a really quick credit card, shall we? That could be fun. So I'm going to hit rectangle. Maybe that's what we'll do, a little bit of our 3D-ness too. So I'm just going to stretch that out. Do a little bit of a credit card here. This is our card on file is kind of what we're going for, or what we're hoping for. I'm going to take the border off for now. We're probably going to return this later, okay? But then we are going to fill this not with a solid color, but with a linear gradient. And let's just pick some really fun colors. And you know what? An easier way to do this, instead of filling this with gradients, if you wanted to, let's get rid of this point on the gradient scale. Ooh, for some reason I cannot grab my gradient points. So I'll tell you what, let's get rid of that one. Okay, can't get rid of it. Oh, we're in the hex value spot. Yikes. Let's get right there. Delete that one. Okay, well, that'll work for now. I don't know what's happening, but let's just drag this down and get some kind of fun colors here. Now, what you can do, if you want more of like a mesh looking gradient, is you can just pull out a bunch of circles like this, and you can pick a color, nice fun color, like maybe something a little bit more on the yellowy side to add some flair to it. And then you can just add an object blur to this and bring the object blur way up and bring a little bit of the transparency down. Okay, something like that. And then you can grab these and you can work on it out here and create kind of a new, like a new gradient, right? So you got some purples there. We could play with this, and then we can mask this whole thing. So let's bring another shape here. Make sure it's on top. Grab all of it, and then we can mask with shape. And now you can move these inside, right? And woo, gotta bring that way down though. And we can have some fun with this. So we can pick some different colors, maybe brighten it up there. Let's do another one over here. You can do different color or different size shapes, which will add some variation, which I'm not really doing right now, but could be fun. So there, we're starting to get a little bit of a fun kind of mesh gradient. This is kind of mesh gradient 101, like super duper fast kind of thing. Okay, so now we have this kind of fun mesh gradient. Let's get rid of our old one that we had there, because that one does not look anywhere near as good as this one. And just make sure that your shape is, everything's kind of like lining up correctly. All right, with that being said, Bring that to the back. That mesh gradient looks actually pretty cool. I'm into it. This is going to be a MasterCard, so we'll just shrink our MasterCard logo down. Let's pop that in somewhere right there. And then I'm actually just going to borrow one of my MasterCard dots here and make a bunch of smaller ones. Press Command R for repeat grid and drag out 4 of these and track them a little closer together. Okay, something like this. We're just doing a quick, really fast credit card. I'm not trying to put tons and tons of detail into this credit card, but I'm just having a little bit of fun. All right. So with that being said, and maybe we just drag one of our credit card logos up here, and we probably need a name, don't we? We definitely need a name. So let's grab a name here, and we'll put Laura Steneva. Okay, something like that. Not the greatest credit card of all time, but it gets the job done for now, doesn't it? Let's group the whole thing together. And now there's a card on file for Laura. Now, what we really want to do is we want to create some rows, and we want to be able to kind of sort our rows up and down, maybe drag them up and down into kind of like paid or like remove or something like that. That could be pretty fun. I'm actually going to get rid of all of these icons because I have them on my desktop, and I'm thinking there's going to be an easier way to do this. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to take one of my rectangle shapes. I love this bouncy roundy shape that we've been working on. I cannot believe I'm using bouncy roundy shapes so much. It's just that term. Okay, just to keep it bouncy roundy like this. Let's fill it with a color, and I'll tell you what, let's pick one of these fun colors that's up in our, maybe in our credit card inside of our little mesh gradient there. Mesh gradients are real hot, so that's why I did that. All right. With that being said, I'm going to just bring in, what do we got here? We got an Apple subscription. Maybe it's like to Apple Music or something like that. Let's shrink it down, pop it inside. Now from here on out, we should be able to drag in and replace certain elements, right? So I'm going to drag one more in. Maybe we'll start out with the Netflix streaming service here. All right, let's get rid of our Apple, because our Apple logo is actually an SVG. So I was actually, I don't know if you saw, I was able to actually drag things into just the little Apple kind of tag there, or the little, what's that thing? Not the Apple itself, but what's the little thing? The spout? The spout's not the right thing. The leaf? No. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna call this icon. And let's create a component out of it. And now we should be able to drag a new one down and drag Amazon in, whoa, to here like so. It doesn't work though. Well, that's okay. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna just for funsies, I'm gonna ungroup this from our component and just call this icon. Again, we should be able to drag down, and I should be able to drag Apple in there, and it doesn't feel like replacing it. That's really interesting. Is it because it's an SVG? Is it because it's a different kind and not necessarily an image? Let's try dragging. What else is an image? PNG, let's Patreon. Yeah, okay, so that's the problem I'm having right now. Some of these are SVGs, some of these are PNGs, and so there's kind of a difference. You can't replace one with the other. That's okay, that's all right. At least now we realize the thing that we're doing wrong here. So I'm just gonna start building a few of these out really quickly. But before we do that, I don't want to get too far. Let's actually put our text in place. So that being said, I'm just going to extend that out so everyone can see. I'm going to group these together and then just turn on a stack. I'm going to move this over to the side, move that there. And let's see, I'm just going to balance these and group them together and bring them up into place. And these will all kind of work together into one piece. Okay, so there is one of our rows. Now we could do the repeat grid thing here if you want to. Totally. Press Command R, drag a bunch of these down, and let's stretch it out. Maybe that's a few too many. Maybe we need a little bit more room and space. Something like 36 of space. Okay. Now let's see if we can. Change. We're going to change a color to some of them, not all of them. That's all right. So I tell you what, we're going to ungroup from grid, or yeah, release from the grid. And now we're able to change the colors on some of these. Okay, so I'm going to go, yeah, Netflix should definitely be more on the red side, I think. And let's do another one, another color, and another one, another color. Now, here's what I want to do is I want to bring another title down in place, I think. So I'm going to just move these down out of the way. We didn't even address our navigation. We should probably do. a bouncy, roundy navigation, don't you think? So I'm gonna drag something out like this. I'm not gonna go all the way down and make it like a pill-shaped navigation. I'm gonna make it kind of an in-between bouncy, roundy. I hate this term that I'm using. I don't like it. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna lighten this up and move it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, something like that. Now, what I'll do is I'll grab each one of these icons, balance like this. I'm just gonna bring one over to one side. What is it? Yeah. I'm gonna go over from the side, 1, 2, 3. That's an easy way. So 30 pixels over from the side, 1, 2, 3. And then we should be able to grab all 3 of them and just use our distribution tools. That didn't work at all because we don't want that. We want all 3 of the icons. I was grabbing the shape as well. All right, that kind of works. We could pick a different color that works a little bit better than this, but we're having fun, we're experimenting, we're being playful right now, which I think is the most important thing. I'm gonna bring this down as one of my headlines and just put subscriptions here, okay? And then let's actually make a little bit of space. I'm gonna do a little bit of a scroll area, like a vertical scroll. So I'm gonna put expiring here. Aha, we'll put active, we'll put expiring, okay? So let's see, this one is, they're 12 pixels away, and then let's go double that, 24 pixels away each, right? 12 pixels away from the headlines, good, all right? So a little bit of space there, nice. And 24, beautiful. We just wanna get a little bit of that scroll group. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna press repeat grid, keep these the same for now. Good. I'm gonna group all of those into a group called expiring. We're gonna get a little bit of fun prototyping scroll going on here. We'll do this one, we'll call it active, and we'll group both of them together and call them subs for subscriptions. So far, so good. Okay, with that being said, we just wanna make sure that our navigation actually sits on top, okay? And now we have a little bit of a problem. You can see right down there, you see our subscriptions can be seen, and we don't want that. So let's just do a little bit of a gradient trick. I'm gonna grab a rectangle and stretch it up like so. Take the border off, and I'm gonna fill it first with our background color, okay? Then I'm gonna drop it behind, but we don't want it to just like straight cut off, or maybe we could have it straight cut off. That'd be all right, actually, in my opinion. But I was gonna do a fun gradient that kind of moved its way up. Let's just keep it really simple for now, okay? And we will just drag, we'll call this layer of ours here nav, so we can see it real clear. And then let's drag this background inside of it, all right? So now our nav actually has that background thing there. And our expiring subscriptions are actually still a repeat grid. We can just drag that out like so. Now what we want to do is we'd want to do a similar thing. We want this to scroll up. We want it to disappear behind our subscription card here. So, or maybe the whole thing stays together. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Where should the scroll group kind of stop? So we could have this whole, here's what I mean. Let's group our welcome and our card together. We could have this whole thing scroll up like so. Or we could have this thing scroll up and behind our card. I think we probably want the whole thing to go. So let's group it together like so. I'm gonna get another rectangle that'll be kind of like a hiding layer. Drag that up and just make it disappear or stop right at the bottom of our details. Okay, and let's see, let's put that, our avatar, our notification, that whole thing, and we'll put this in a group called top. And you betcha, we'll just move it to the top. So now our nav and our top, you can see there, are above our scrolling layer that we will call subs, or we'll just call it content. There we go, we'll call it, that's the content layer. Beautiful. Now the last thing we have to do, now I'll show you a trick here in a second. We may not have had to do so much work, but let's turn on a vertical scroll group by going over here. You can either tap our vertical scroll or hit Command-Shift-V, I believe. And when we press play on our prototype, we should be able to drag it up and down. You'll see it's disappearing in the right spots. Now, we put those kind of separating areas, those blocks, those colored blocks there, but we also could have just done this by dragging our our scroll group kind of container or little handles and guidelines around. And wherever you kind of grab that and drag it to, that's where you're actually going to see the scrolling stop and disappear from, okay? So with that being said, let's just fix this a little bit above our navigation. Yeah, we didn't have to do all that extra work, did we? And a little bit below our top. So it's a little bit more comfortable as things kind of scroll up and down. Now on the bottom, I'm feeling like that looks a little bit funky, so we might actually go right down to the navigation. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty fun. Why don't we just, if we have, oh, you know what? We are running out of time. I was gonna do a fun animation where we could maybe grab like active. We could probably do it really quick. Let's do it. I'm gonna grab this one really fast. I'm just gonna remove this out of the repeat grid so these are all different ones. We're gonna take expiring and move it into active, but to do that, we're gonna need to turn on stacks, aren't we? So let's just make sure that these are grouped together. They look like they are. Okay, yes, and then they're inside of active. Group everything together here, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we're gonna turn stack on for that one, and we're gonna do the same here. Expiring, we're gonna turn stack on. Okay, love it. I wonder if we can animate in and out of stacks. We will see, we will see. But we're gonna have to turn the stack on also for our two kind of subcategories. So our subs need to live inside of a stack as well. So everything is kind of rearrangeable, but hopefully what we'll be able to do is come over here and grab this one out of here. And oh, I don't know if you can do that with stacks. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. No, sir, you cannot. That's all right. Well, how about we'll just do one easy one. We'll move one to the other, all right? And with that being said, let's head over to prototype. Let's grab our red Netflix row that we have here. We'll drag it over and we'll just say on drag. We want to auto animate to 1. And then let's do the same thing right back here. I'm running out of time. You guys know what I'm doing, so you'll be able to do this in your homework as well. Let's set home for our flow, press play, and we're able to scroll, which is nice. And then we're also able to, if we can here, oh, it's not working. Oh, I must have messed it up. All right, I ran out of time. I'm so sorry, everybody, about the scheduling conflicts. Let's just take 1 minute and jump over and take a look at some of this amazing work that's been posted inside of our Discord. This one's from Abernail. Abernail, just by the way, one of my favorite people, 10 years old, 9, 10, or 11 years old, crushing the game, designing beautiful interfaces already inside of Adobe XD. Smooth, simple transitions. The designs are there. Love it. It's looking really, really great. Great job, Abernail. This one's a little bit more interesting, like just the design style itself. Oh, I like the animating charts. That's wonderful. Who did this one? This is by Michael G. Design. Love the animations. They're having tons of fun. This one's by Zach. Let's press full screen and see his. Super fun to play with charts inside of Adobe XD. Nice toggle switch. Smooth animation happening there. Really nice work. This is with scroll groups even. Come on, y'all. We're killing it. He is killing it. So nice. Good use of color too. Typography was really crushing it. Let's go over here to Behance and see this one by Ilham. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, like, oh, we did a little off-screen even animation in here. The colors are fun. Typography's set. I love your little kind of like your little tabs, your little kind of chiclets. Those are great. Everything's really clean, and also this layout for the case study of it. Really well done. I'm gonna give a little love to that. Well, that's it, everybody. That's all we have time for today. Sorry about our scheduling issues and any tech issues we're having. We will clean those up. We'll be right back here tomorrow for another episode of the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. See you then.